Vina, I'm just waiting for some other students to join. Okay, I'm just waiting for a few other students also to join. So you guys answer this question like, why do we call petroleum as the black gold? Yeah. Although petroleum and gold they are entirely different things, obviously, right? So why it is
Yes.
being considered as a black gold? What could be the reason? Yes, guys, the same kind of question will come in the exam. Most likely, it is going to be there in the exam. Yeah, answer it. Yeah, Abu Bakr, you have not connected your audio.
Sir, because it has many useful substance, natural
Many.
gas.
Yeah, good. From petroleum, we obtain so many useful substances. Okay. Okay, but that's not all. Like, try to explain it in detail. Like, huh? There are several reasons why petroleum is called as black gold. Okay, there are several reasons behind this. First of all, it has great commercial importance. Like, it has a high economic value, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, na? Like, suppose if I were to give you, if you have a barrel of petroleum, so you will have enough amount of money. Okay, a good amount of money. You can get a good amount of money if you were to sell it, right now, because petroleum is a valuable substance. Right now, it's a valuable substance. Okay, so that is the thing. Further, why we are calling it as black, like black gold, obviously because of its color. Petroleum, it is in black in color, and it's called as black gold. Why so? Because it has a economic value like gold. Just like gold has high commercial value, it has high economic value. So similar to that, it has also high economic value. Okay. Why are this not showing? Hold on. Don't know. See if other students won't be joining, no, Priyanka and Abu Bakr will be doing some other topics, other things in the class today.
Okay, sir.
Okay. By the way, one by one, tell me the different useful products that we obtain in the petroleum refining. Tell me. Yes,
So,
Priyanka, what are the useful products you obtain in the petroleum refining?
so natural gas
Hmm?
and
Yeah, and Abu Bakr, by the way, let me repeat the question for you also. Basically, the question is, what are the useful products you obtain in the petroleum refining? Name those useful products.
Sir, petrol.
Petrol, you should be saying. Petrol, or either, or are you saying natural gas or petroleum gas?
Sir,
fuel,
sir, gaseous fuels.
Gaseous fuels, yeah.
the
Hmm. Repeat again.
fuel oil,
Fuel oil, huh? Fuel oil. Good.
kerosene,
Hmm.
and liquefied petroleum gas. Is that right?
Okay. Basically, petroleum gas is obtained and that can be used in the form of liquefied petroleum gas. What we obtain the liquefied petroleum gas. Sorry, I mean to say we obtain the petroleum gas. Then petroleum gas can be converted into a liquid and is stored inside these gas cylinders. So it's basically the same thing. Petroleum gas or LPG is the same thing, but one is in the gaseous form while LPG is in the liquid form. Okay.
So
And
these,
diesel, petrol, right?
yes, sir.
And paraffin wax, paraffin wax, bitumen, right? Lubricating oil. These are the different substances you obtain. Now, this is a very simple question that can be asked in the exam. Please make sure you guys memorize it. Okay, now? You have the petroleum gas, petrol, kerosene, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, bitumen. Okay. I'm giving you guys 2 minutes to revise these names. Memorize these names. I'll be asking in 2 minutes. And both of you turn your cameras on. And I had asked you guys to revise from the NCERT book, give reading of the book. Or either if you can get the PDF from Google, just download it, and from there also you can revise.
So what is the fifth one?
The fifth one, that's lubricating oil. Okay, it is used for lubrication in machines. It is used to reduce the friction because friction generates heat, and if heat is generated, so the parts of the machine can get wear and tear. It can get broken down. Okay. Hey man, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yeah, Walaikum Salam. Hey Mustafa. Hey Mustafa, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine.
Good.
Fine, sir.
Fine, Mustafa was good.
Yes.
Try joining class on time. You guys are late today, almost 10 minutes late. See, I have asked everyone to memorize the names of the useful products obtained from refining of petroleum. Okay. So you guys also quickly memorize the names of these products that is obtained in the petroleum refining. I'm going to ask you guys about it. I'll be giving 1 more minute as you guys are late. Like I have given sufficient time for others. So you guys also hurry up.
Sir, we have to memorize it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just the
sir.
names, not their uses. As of now, just the names. Like
Okay, sir.
petroleum gas, petrol, kerosene, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, and bitumen. Okay, I'm now going to change the slide. Let's start with Priyanka. Yes, Priyanka.
So petroleum, diesel,
Hold on,
kerosene.
hold on. Petroleum, not petroleum. Petrol. Petrol.
Petrol, diesel, kerosene, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, bitumen. So one more, right?
There's one more. That is petroleum gas. Okay, petroleum gas. Or the natural gas also you can say. But you should rather be saying petroleum gas particularly. Okay. Petroleum gas. Okay, next Abu Bakr.
Sir, sir, LPG. Then, sir, paraffin wax.
Okay.
Sir, petrol,
Hmm.
diesel, kerosene,
Good.
lubricating oil.
Did you mention bitumen?
Yes, sir, petrol.
Bitumen also. Okay, now you start. Mustafa Ghaus.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Petrol, diesel, kerosene, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, bitumen, uh, LPG.
LPG. Okay, good. Did you mention kerosene?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Aman Mustafa.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have to name all.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, kerosene, petrol, and diesel. And sir, then LPG, liquid petroleum gas. And sir, then lubricating oil. Sir, and bitumen. And sir, then, sir, is the last one.
This one more.
Okay, sir. Sir, paraffin wax.
Paraffin wax. Exactly. Right? Paraffin wax. Very good. Okay. Also, we many times this question is sure to come in the exam. I think this will be like either one of you will be at least getting this question in your exam. Like why petroleum is called as black gold. So you will answer that petroleum is called as black gold because of its high economic value. First, it is black in color. Then it is called black gold because it holds high economic value. Commerciality is very
Means in the
important.
future, sir, it will be more expensive than gold.
In future, yeah,
Yes, sir.
it most likely
It
it
might
can
be,
become.
sir.
It might be because the rate at which the petroleum is depleting, the rate at which we are using it, it's alarming. Okay. Now, from this refining process, although we get so many products, but some of the products are very, very important, right? So from the refining process, we get the three most important fractions of the petroleum. First is the liquefied petroleum gas. Liquefied petroleum gas, which we use in our house in order to cook the food, although it is used in the industry and it is having some other uses also. So it's a flammable mixture of hydrocarbon gases. Hydrocarbon gases are what? The gases are basically the hydrocarbons are the compounds that are made up of carbon and hydrogen. C for carbon, H for hydrogen here. So what is LPG made up of? It's made up of propane, butane, and pentane, namely. And what are these? These are basically, we call them as hydrocarbons, right? It's not that difficult to understand, no? Hydro refers for hydrogen, carbon basically carbon.
Sir, can these gases be obtained separately?
Can these, yeah, of course we can obtain it separately.
So, sir, can't we make it ourselves?
Can't can't we make it ourselves? You mean like can't we make the gases like propane, butane, or pentane in the laboratory?
No, sir, like we can buy all these gases and, sir, make LPG ourselves.
No, I don't think that's the way how it works. Although it is possible to synthesize to prepare these gases like propane, okay, no? Propane or gases like these gases, some of the gases can be
Hmm.
produced in the chemistry lab via the different methods of fractional distillation or some other methods,
Yes, sir.
right? But if you were to put them together and we say that we'll be getting the petroleum gas, I don't think that is the way how it will work out. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So basically, this LPG gas is made up of hydrocarbons, namely propane, butane, and pentane. You can see the maximum amount here is of butane. Although this percentage, it's not important, this is not important. All you have to know, it contains butane, propane, or pentane, which are basically hydrocarbons, right? Okay. Other than using it for cooking purpose, there are some other uses also. Okay, na? Although it is the major use of LPG is for the cooking purpose, but it's also used as a refrigerant, right? Earlier, if you were to look at the refrigerators that were in use like 20 or 25 years ago, refrigerators were in use even 20 years ago, right? So back then, in order like in order to keep the food items or water cool inside the refrigerators, a chemical substance called as chlorofluorocarbon was used. I think most of you would have heard about chlorofluorocarbon, right?
Yes, sir.
In short, write it as CFCs, right? Okay, na? But this chlorofluorocarbon gas, like what happens when the refrigerator is of no use, right? When it gets damaged, so it is thrown in the open. Like if it is when it is dumped, so there would be leakage of the chlorofluorocarbon gas from the refrigerator or from some other machines wherever this chlorofluorocarbon gases were used earlier. But what happened? This chlorofluorocarbon gases, when it rises up, it will damage the ozone layer, right? It damages the ozone layer, like it has created a hole in the ozone layer. Getting it now? So that's why it is not a good option. That's why chlorofluorocarbon gases are no longer used, because it damages the ozone layer. And you guys know the significance of the ozone layer. It basically shields us from the harmful ultraviolet rays, right? Now it actually shields us, protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. Okay, so nowadays this liquefied petroleum gas is used as the refrigerant instead of the chlorofluorocarbon gas. Okay, refrigerant, you understand? Like it's basically a chemical substance that is used to keep things cool. Okay, no, so that is the refrigerant. Okay, no, a chemical substance that is used to keep the things cool, we call that as refrigerant. Okay, now Priyanka and everyone getting it? All right, now.
Yes,
So
sir.
other than using it for cooking purpose, we just have learned that it is used as a refrigerant also. Okay. Further, see, leakage of the gas, like such incidents are becoming very common in India. Okay. 2 or 3 days ago, I watched a video in Twitter. So there's a pipe that connects this cylinder to the burner, no? Right? There's a pipe that is connected to the burner. So accidentally, what happened? That pipe got loosed, like that pipe was loose. Okay, and the gas started to leak. So that woman in the kitchen, she basically panicked. Okay, she basically left the room, and the gas started to leak from it. Right. Okay. Luckily, the doors and the windows were open, so all the gas from the cylinder basically it escaped from the room. But I don't know what happened at the end of the video. Like there was still some fire in that house. Maybe I don't know what exactly the reason was, but they were saved because all the gases had escaped from the room. But what happens if this catches fire? Right, there will be a very big explosion, right? And it will ultimately lead to the death of the people if some people are nearby. Getting it, everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, the liquefied petroleum gas, which is filled inside the cylinder, it does not have any smell actually. Okay, now naturally it does not have any smell. So if there's a leakage, we won't be able to detect the leakage now. We won't get to know that there is a leakage, right? Okay, and like it can be very dangerous if we don't know that there is a leakage. So a chemical substance called as ethyl mercaptan is added. What is it? Ethyl mercaptan is added to the liquefied petroleum gas because it has a very strong odor. It has a strong smell, and whenever there will be leakage, so this chemical substance will also come out along with the gas, and that smell will help us detect the leakage of the liquefied petroleum gas. Okay, no? So that is the thing. So for the purpose of safety and security from that perspective, addition of ethyl mercaptan is very good. It makes a lot of sense. Hope you guys have understood this thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, na? Okay, just a general knowledge question or one important thing. What should we do if there's a gas leakage? If there's a gas leakage, what are the things one should do? First of all, we should open the doors and the windows, right?
Yes,
Open
sir.
the door and the window so the gas can escape from that area. Further call for help, right? You can call for the help. Getting it now? You can call the companies, call on the company's emergency number, right? You can call the fire department and the police right now. Further, when the people will come, okay, people who know how to take control of things, how to extinguish the fire, what they will do, they will first take the cylinder to an open space, right? If there's a leakage, they will take it in the open space, and they will cover it with a wet cloth, like if it is already in fire. I suppose it is on, if it's not on fire, so then they will simply close the nozzle, right? They will turn off the nozzle. Getting it now? Hope that much is clear. This question we will address after some time. Other than liquefied petroleum gas, we get petrol also from the petroleum refining, and petrol has so many uses right now. So some of the uses of the petroleum, like it is used in the automobiles, right? It is used in the automobiles. Other than that, it is also used for dry cleaning of clothes. Okay. The uses of petrol are as follows. It is used in automobiles. Other than that, it is used in industries also. Then we have this question like why it is used in the dry cleaning of the clothes, or why it is used in the dry cleaning of clothes. See, there are some stains that is very difficult to clean just with water right now. So there we can use the petroleum. What the petroleum does, petroleum will basically dissolve the dirt particles. Okay, na? It dissolves the dirt particle, right? And then it can be easily removed. Okay, na? So it acts as a solvent. Petroleum, which is a solvent, it is used in some cases, particularly when dry cleaning is done. Okay, so it is dry only in the sense that it is not wet with water. Okay, na? It is dry in the sense that it is not wet with water. Okay, so in the early days of the dry cleaning, this solvent used to be petrol. Basically, in the early days of dry cleaning, petrol was used. Nowadays, we have better alternatives. It is not very commonly used for removing the stain from the clothes. Then third important component obtained from the petroleum refining is diesel. The question is like, what are the properties of diesel? Where is it used? Right. So diesel, it's the primary fuel used in the diesel engines for powering a wide range of vehicles and machines because of its high energy. Like it gives out high amount of energy is produced when it is burned. Getting it now? Commonly, it is used in the trucks, buses, even in the trains and ships, right? Also, in order to run certain type of agricultural equipments, agricultural vehicles, so there also diesel is used. Getting it, everyone? So diesel is the fuel primarily used in diesel engines. For powering heavy vehicles like trucks, buses, train, even ships, and agricultural equipments. Further, it generates more power. That's what is used in the heavier engines. Okay, now, like if you were to compare this truck or a big size bus with a small car, so their engines are different. In order for this truck to operate right now, it needs more amount of power. So diesel is used because combustion of diesel generates more amount of power, right? It creates sufficient amount of energy. But in order to run a smaller vehicle like a four-wheeler car in comparison to this big size vehicle here, that much of energy is not required. That much of power is not required. It has a smaller engine. It has a petrol engine. So thereby petrol is used in that. So now we have this question that which is a fuel that is used in the heavy vehicles like buses and trucks? What's the answer for this question?
Diesel.
That's obviously diesel. Okay. Question like why petrol is used for light vehicle and diesel for heavy vehicle? So we know that heavy vehicles require handling heavier weights, which means high driving force, high amount of power is needed, right now. And these high amount of driving force can only be achieved effectively by the diesel engines. Okay, no? So that's the thing. Okay, quickly discuss these questions. Let's quickly do these questions. What is the purest form of carbon? You guys turn your cameras on. Mustafa, Abu Bakr, Priyanka, Aman, keep your cameras on. Yeah, which is the purest form of carbon?
Coke.
Coke. Then coal tar contains about how many substances?
200.
That is about 200 substances. Okay, see, this topic we haven't discussed yet. At the last of the chapter, at the ending, we'll be learning about it. Okay, now. But although I suppose you guys, some of you might be aware about this. Anyone know what's the full form of PCRA? Yeah. See, basically PCRA stands for Petroleum Conservation Research Association. Okay, na? Petroleum, it's basically the Petroleum Conservation Research Organization. So option number B is the correct one, by the way, for this. So it's a Indian government organization. Okay, it's an Indian government organization that is whose task is basically to promote the conservation of petroleum and enhance its use in various areas. Getting what I'm saying? The work of PCRA, that stands for Petroleum Conservation Research Association, its work is to raise awareness among the people about the conservation of the petroleum products. Let me write it over here.
Yeah.
Look, PCRA, that stands for Petroleum Conservation Research Association. This is a government body. It's an Indian government organization. What is it? It's a Indian government organization. Now, what does this organization do? What is its work? So its work is basically to raise awareness among the people, to raise awareness about petroleum products. About petroleum products. Awareness about petroleum products conservation, particularly, we should say. How we can conserve it. As we know that petroleum is a limited resource, it's limited in nature. So thereby its mission is to reduce the dependence of country on oil and promote sustainable development. Right now, why the use of some other sources of energy which is much better, right? So it also aims to reduce our dependence on petroleum. It's clear to everyone?
Yes,
Any
sir.
questions? Okay, now. So that is PCRA, Petroleum Conservation Research Organization. The first oil well was drilled in
Sir,
USA.
USA?
USA, exactly. So USA in Pennsylvania in USA. Coal is a non-renewable source of energy because
Sir,
Sir, Sir, C.
Prinka, what about you? Aman?
Yes, sir.
Which is the right option for question one? First question. Prinka, do not hurry while answering. Okay, Prinka.
Sir, C.
So the reserves of coal are depleting at a faster rate and it is difficult to replenish. Replenish means to restore the amount of that thing. Okay, na, to
Yes,
get
sir,
the
sir,
same
because
amount back.
it's not a man-made thing, sir. It's a natural resource.
Exactly, it's
And sir,
formed by
we
the
don't know
natural
how
process.
much we have it, sir. We have it only limited, sir.
Mm.
Sir, like trees, sir, trees is what we can, sir. It goes in a cycle, sir. One is cut and then one is also planted. So, sir, we will never run out of trees. But,
Mm.
sir, some natural resources like coal or, sir, gold, sir, we can run out of them, sir, because they do not run in a cycle and, sir, they are not man-made.
So basically, the thing is, coal it is formed via slow process of carbonization that takes millions of years. Right now, it has taken millions of years to form. Right. So in laboratory, you cannot prepare coal in a short span of time. It cannot be prepared. So it can only be prepared by the natural process. So it cannot be replenished quickly. Which of the following constituents of petroleum is used as a solvent for dry cleaning? That's simple.
Petrol.
Okay. Yes, Abubakar, that is petrol, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Petrol.
Now, if you remember, I had told you that LPG is made up of hydrocarbon. It namely contains propane, butane, propane, and pentane. So some of the options already get cancelled, like methane is not found here, right? Ethane is not found here. So you are left with butane and propane. So butane and propane. So you know that butane, there's 50% of butane, while there's 48% of propane. So obviously the answer is
Uh, Butane.
butane. No, that's clear enough. Petroleum is found under the
Sedimentary rocks.
okay. What about others?
Yes, sir.
Right? As the name petroleum is, like petroleum is made from petra and oleum, like rock oil. It is found between the rocks that are impervious in nature, and that is particularly sedimentary rocks. Which petroleum product is used for surfacing of the roads? Do not hurry while answering the question.
Sir,
Mhm.
The
sir,
bitumen.
coal tar.
Bitumen actually. Coal tar is obtained from coal now. Aman, from destructive distillation of coal, you obtain coke, coal tar, and coal gas. And from the refining of the petroleum, there are many things you obtain, and one of the thing you obtain is bitumen. Okay, but although earlier coal tar was used, earlier it was used. By the way,
Mm.
earlier it was used,
So,
but
sir, I
now
have
we use
sir,
bitumen.
studied somewhere, sir, that coal tar
Hmm.
is used in making of roads.
Obviously, it is not. It is not false. Earlier it was used, but the question is asking which
So I
petroleum
am
product
talking
is
about
used.
that, sir, because sir, that's what I remember.
Okay. Yeah, earlier it was used. It is correct that earlier it was used, but now we have a better option available for us. So that is bitumen. Okay, and the question is asking a petroleum product now. So bitumen is a petroleum product, while coal tar is a coal product. You obtain it in the process of destructive distillation. This one also we have discussed. Identify the chemical which is used to detect leakage of LPG. We were discussing about it a while ago. The chemical is added, right? Like liquefied petroleum gas does not have any
The
smell of its
ethyl.
own.
The ethyl. Captain.
But exactly, that is ethyl mercaptan. Okay, now see, although you might not find this word in the NCERT, but it's an important thing like one should know if you want to increase your general knowledge, right? So that's a good thing. Okay, so that is ethyl mercaptan. Hold on. Now, other than petroleum, natural gas is also there, right? Natural gas is also there. So we are now going to revise or basically learn about the natural gas also. So just like other fossil fuels like coal and petroleum, natural gas is also a fossil fuel. It is also a fossil fuel. Getting it? So natural gas, it is mainly made up of methane. What is this natural gas? It's mainly made up of methane, while it has some small amount of other hydrocarbons in it also. Okay, na? And it is found deep inside the earth, right? It is found deep under the crust of the earth. Either it can be found alone, or either it can be found along with the petroleum, like it will be found above the petroleum deposits, right? So when some wells are dug into the earth, so it can only give out natural gas, while in some cases you can get both natural gas as well as petroleum oil. Okay, now that is the thing. And here how you can see that why these pipelines the natural gas is being transported. Okay, now, and at some places it can be directly coming out of the ground like this, and if you were to light it, it will catch fire. So what is coming out of this ground? What is leaking from this ground? It's the natural gas. Getting it, everyone? So natural gas is a fossil fuel, like other fossil fuels such as coal and petroleum. It's formed from the plants, animals, and microorganisms that lived millions of years ago. It is found in the rock formations deep below the surface of the earth, like it is found under the crust of the earth, right? Sometimes petroleum that is oil, simply sometimes petroleum will be called as oil. Okay, no? So don't confuse it with something else. It's being referred to oil, petroleum only. So sometimes both petroleum and natural gas can be found in the same area. Okay, and humans have been using this natural gas for the purpose of cooking for hundreds of years, right now. Then talking about the composition, like what is it made up of? So natural gas is mainly made up of methane. Okay, na? Methane. And contains a small quantity of some other hydrocarbons, and contains smaller quantities of ethane and propane. Ethane and propane. I hope you guys are getting familiar with these words like ethane, propane, methane. Huh? It's rhyming also, like methane, ethane, propane. Yeah, methane, ethane, and propane, right? While if you
Yes, sir.
find like how much of methane is present, so almost 95% of methane is present in it, and only a small fraction of ethane and propane is present in it. Okay, that is the thing. Now India has vast reserve of the natural gas. In India, in so many places, these reserve of natural gas is present under the crust of the earth. Like it
Sir,
is found in
sir, I studied, sir, somewhere or sir in some class, sir, that some of these gases, sir, are present in our atmosphere also, and sir, in the sir, layers of sir, what do we say? Sir, near the
atmosphere.
ozone layer in the troposphere, stratosphere, around that area, sir, these gases like methane, cocaine, and propane, sir, they are also there.
Yeah, obviously. See, like methane is a greenhouse gas. Okay, no? Gases like methane, it's a greenhouse gas. It is present in the atmosphere also. Getting it? It's a greenhouse gas, so it is present in the atmosphere and it is damaging the ozone layer present in the stratosphere. Okay, see, ozone layer, it is found in the stratosphere. You
Oh,
see here.
sir, that's why, sir, because of, sir, too much greenhouse gases, so
Mhm.
that's why there was a hole in our ozone layer.
Yeah, exactly. What's
Oh, so,
happening?
sir,
Hmm.
this greenhouse effect now is a bit rare because, sir, they banned it from few countries.
No, that is not the way how you put it. No, greenhouse effect is still happening. It was happening 10 years ago also, 20 years ago, 50 years ago also it was happening. Even now it is happening. You see, each year the earth is getting warmer and warmer. So what is basically happening? Let me just quickly give a recap of this thing. See what happened. As the sun's sun's rays reaches the Earth's atmosphere, so the heat from the sun is also being carried by the sun's rays. The heat is
Yes.
traveling from the sun to the Earth via radiation, right?
Mhm.
So these solar radiations basically contains heat in it. Some of the solar radiation, some of the heat is absorbed by the surface of the Earth, while a majority of it is reflected back into the atmosphere. Okay. So as the heat is reflected back from the Earth's surface, right? So gases like methane, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, mm, chlorofluorocarbon, what these gases do, they absorb the heat that is being reflected from the Earth's surface, and they warm up the Earth's atmosphere and the Earth's surface. They are
So,
not
sir,
letting
why is
that
it
heat
happening now, sir? Like, if it continues, sir, then one day in the future, sir, our Earth will get heated so much that, sir, it will be difficult to live.
that will happen. That's
Like
sure. But
global warming.
global warming is a continuous phenomena. It is still happening. Okay. So let me complete this thing. So what is happening? Those gases in the atmosphere, like what are those gases I'm saying? Look at this arrow. Like this is
Methane,
showing
cocaine, and
not
other
cocaine. That's a
gases.
different thing. That's a different thing. See, you mean to say carbon monoxide? Okay. So methane, no worries. Methane, then you have carbon dioxide. Okay. Then we have gases like chlorofluorocarbon is there. That is, in short, we call it as CFCs. Then we have carbon monoxide, that is CO. Carbon monoxide. So see, guys, what is happening now that these gases, listen from the beginning. As the sun's rays are falling on the Earth's surface, so some of the heat is reflected back into the atmosphere, right? And these heat, that heat is being absorbed by these gases. We are calling them as the greenhouse gases, and they increases the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere as well as the surface of the Earth's atmosphere. As a result of which we are experiencing global warming, right? Every year the temperature is increasing and increasing. It keeps on increasing, and because of that, like there are some consequences of global warming. Like there's a melting of the polar ice caps. There'll be flooding in different areas, right? The habitat of the organisms living in the Antarctica and in the Arctic Circle is being lost. So many problems are happening. So that is the thing. Okay. Yeah, where were we at? We were talking about this natural gas. So about the natural gas, I told you that this is the composition of the natural gas. Namely contains methane, but some other gases are also present. And I was saying that in India, in various places, reserves of natural gas has been found. Reserves in India. Reserves, you understand now, right? Under the crust of the earth, deep under the crust of the earth, there will be a place where lots of natural gas will be found in a given place. Okay. So it is respectively in parts of Rajasthan, right? In Rajasthan, in Tripura, it is found. In Maharashtra also it is found. Getting it? And in Krishna Godavari Delta, there also it is found. So in these parts it is found. Okay. Now you see that when this natural gas will be compressed by applying pressure, then you will be calling it as compressed natural gas. Then what will you call it? You will be calling it as compressed natural gas. So compressed natural gas is nothing but it's the natural gas only, but it is stored at high pressure, and then it will be used in some household for heating and cooking purposes. It is also a cheap and environmental friendly alternative for transportation fuel. Also, it is used in low load vehicles now, right? It's a clean fuel. It burns without producing any smoke. It does not causes air pollution. So it is used in the automobiles also. In the smaller vehicles, it is used. Like it is not used in the tractors or in the buses. Okay, no? But it can be used in low load vehicles, like a small auto, a small auto rickshaw. So there it is used. In some cars also it is used. Okay, no? So that is the thing. So there will be various advantages of the CNG. We are going to learn about that in a minute. Okay. But tell me before that, is this much clear about the natural gas?
Yes.
Okay. No? So that is the thing. So natural gas, which we have learned, it's a fossil fuel. right? It's mainly made up of methane while having some small amount of propane and ethane also in it, right? It contains 95% of methane in it. It can be found, sometimes it can be found along with the petroleum, or sometimes it can be found existing alone only, right? And how it is formed? It is formed because of the decomposition of the plants, animals, and microorganisms, and they were decomposed by the anaerobic bacteria. Okay, no, they were carried out by anaerobic bacteria in the absence of it. That is noteworthy. That it was formed when when the plant animals and other organisms were decomposed by anaerobic bacteria in absence of air, in the absence of air. Okay, na? So that is how it is formed. Now let's learn like about the advantage. By the way, there's one more thing. See, the first industrial extraction. Okay, now the first place where it was extracted from the earth via drilling, it was in New York State. So natural gas for the first time it was extracted in New York State. That is in the year 1825. Okay, where what is done? Large drills are used to bore into the earth. Like large drilling will be done into the surface of the earth, right? Where the natural gas is found, like here the natural gas is found. So by the help of these drillings, it will be taken out. Then we can use the pipelines. As you can see here, these pipelines can be used to transport it from one place to another. Okay, it can also be stored in the cylinders also. Further, natural gas is invisible, it has no smell, and it is lighter than air. Okay, na? It is very lighter, like it is not having so much of density. So these are the properties. Talking about the uses, like use is also simple, which we have discussed already. See, natural gas earlier, it was mainly used for street lighting and for household lighting in the 19th and in the 20th century. Now it has a lot more uses. It is used in the homes and industrial application, in the industries. It is used in the homes for cooking purposes also. It is also used for preparing electricity also. Okay, it is used to turn turbines for wind and solar energy generation. Okay, it is used to turn turbines. That is the thing. Then natural gas is also used in the production of ammonia, which itself is used for making of fertilizers. Ammonia, it's used for making fertilizers. So there also it is used. Okay. So these are some of the uses. Talking about the advantages of use of CNG. Advantages of CNG, that is compressed natural gas. See, first advantage is that it's a clean fuel. Okay, natural gas, CNG, that is a compressed natural gas. It's a it's a clean fuel. Okay, no. So thereby, upon burning, it won't give out any unwanted substances. So it will reduce air pollution, help in reduction of the air pollution. Then it's a good fuel. Compressed natural gas, it's a good fuel because upon burn, like it burns easily and produces a lot of heat, right? And moreover, it burns with a smokeless flame. It does not give out any flame, so hence it won't cause any air pollution. It does not produce any poisonous gases upon burning, and does not leave any residue. Any unwanted substances is not left upon burning. So therefore, it's a good fuel. It's a clean fuel. So first point is that it's a clean fuel, right? It burns easily, gives lot of heat, and does not give out smoke and poisonous gas. That's the first advantage, right? Second, it's said to be a complete fuel in itself. Like it can be directly used for the heating purposes in homes and industry. There's no need to add anything else to it. Okay, na? It can be directly used. There's no need to put something in it. Okay, na? So it is a complete fuel. That is, it can be directly used without putting anything into it. It can be directly used. Like, what does this statement basically mean? Like, wood is also a fuel, right? But in order to make the wood burn, sometimes we have to put some kerosene or petrol over the wood in order to make it burn. So it's not a complete fuel in itself. While this CNG, it's a complete fuel. Okay, you don't have to add anything to it. Okay. One of the greatest advantage of the use of the CNG is that it can be easily supplied to homes and factories through the network of the underground pipes, and thereby it eliminates the need for additional storage and transport. Okay, no? So it can be supplied via underground pipelines, and such pipelines exist in various parts of the world. Like it exists in India also. Like in some parts of India, in Vadodara in Gujarat, there it is found. In some parts of national capital territory of Delhi, in some parts of Delhi, it is found. Right now, so that is the thing. Hope you guys have understood this much. Yeah. Any
Yes,
questions
sir.
so far?
No,
Okay.
sir.
No, sir.
Okay, we have just one more small topic. Okay, to discuss, and then chapter will end. See, as you guys know that the energy resources of the earth are limited. Right now, most of the energy that we use today, it mainly comes from the exhaustible resources of the earth, mainly three exhaustible resources of the earth. That is coal, petroleum, and third one is, tell me, natural gas. No,
Natural gas.
Yes,
so
sir.
energy resources are limited on earth, right? So the amount of the coal, petroleum, and natural gas present in the earth, it's limited, right? It is said that the known reserve of the coal, petroleum, and natural gas may last for another 100 to 150 years only, right? Once the present stock of the coal, petroleum, and natural gas present in the earth gets exhausted, right? Suppose you guys are living in the future earth. Let's assume it, right? Okay, let's suppose you are living in the future earth. Let's suppose 150 years later, right? At that time, you don't have coal, you don't have petroleum, neither you have natural gas, right? How will you meet your energy requirement? How will you run your vehicle? How will you use the different electrical appliances in your house? What sources of energy you will be using at that time? Tell me. Yeah, tell me. No idea.
Sir, electricity.
Electricity. In order to produce electricity, we need the fossil fuels, right? Although we have some other ways also of production of
Yes, sir.
electricity.
We have other ways so that we can generate electricity by the other ways.
Hmm. What are those other ways? What are the alternative sources of energy?
Sir, the alternate methods to produce electricity, right?
Yeah, that's what you
Uh,
will have to depend upon, as you don't have any fossil fuels 150 years later. So then you will have to switch to the alternate sources of energy. Continue.
Solar system.
Solar panels, solar energy. Good. And
sir, hydroelectricity.
hmm, hydroelectricity. Good.
Wind turbines. What was that?
Wind energy, you mean to say, wind turbines. But that does not generate so much of electricity, by the way. Yeah, but still, in some, there it has so much of limitation also. It cannot be installed everywhere.
What
Anyways,
about
and
water?
hmm,
Water?
water, you mean hydro energy, hydropower, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 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 What about nuclear energy? Can we not use nuclear energy? Huh? Are we not using it currently? Think about it. Electricity is produced from the nuclear power plants as well, right? Getting it?
Yes.
Like, it's not like the nuclear power plants means that only it's related to the manufacturing of the atomic bombs, the nuclear bombs. No, right? We also use it for harnessing for production of electricity also, right now. That is the thing. So, but there are some issues related with that also. Okay, now there are some safety concerns about it. Okay, like it is possible to take to use nuclear power plants, right, for production of electricity right now, but it has several disadvantages, several drawbacks also. Like there are some safety concerns. You might have heard about accidents like Chernobyl accident, Fukushima accidents, right? So those accidents have highlighted the catastrophic events, right? Like the problems associated with this right now. The nuclear power plants produces the radioactive waste is also produced right now, and decomposing those radioactive waste is quite very difficult. It's very difficult right now. It's expensive to build those nuclear power plants right now. So that is the thing. So in the nearby future, it will become very difficult for us to harness to meet our energy requirement if we don't work on preserving these resources so that it may last longer, or if we don't develop technologies to harness other sources of energy. Particularly, we should be working more and more on the solar energy. Okay, now. Okay, so that's it for today's class. We have completed the chapter. In the next upcoming class, we'll be starting a new chapter, by the way. Okay. All right, everyone.